Hey, hey, come on in. There we go. All right, third time today. Come on in, everyone. We'll give it just a moment. I gotta get myself together. Hope everyone is doing well. Happy Monday evening. I'm not going to be on here long. I'm going to go over the plan for Wednesday, our cook along, and if you guys want, I'll make a dessert. Because believe it or not, after all that earlier today, my oldest came down and he was like, "Where's the sopapilla?" I was like, "The one that I made for me? I ate that." He's like, "Is there any left?" "No, I can make another one." I tell you, growing boys. So let me go ahead and introduce myself for anyone who's new here, whether you're going to watch live or you're joining on the replay. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher, and here's where I teach you how I am down 70 pounds now. Hey, Lenny. With 30 more to go by substituting, I always say the foods I used to love with the foods that love me back. And Lisa's on, yay! All right, so tonight I was just going to do a quick chat in preparation for Wednesday night. But if you all want, I'm happy to remake the dessert I made in my earlier live. It was my substitution for a sopapilla, which is a common dessert at a Mexican restaurant. So you guys let me know after we go through the cook along instructions if you want me to recreate that live for you. All right. So we are going to have our next cook along. I'm not good with the dates, Lisa. Maybe you know. If today's the 14th, I guess that will be March. Hey, veggie. I guess that will be March 16th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So after I get off of this live, I'm going to create a new event for our next cook along. So I wanted to explain to you all what we're going to do and give you the opportunity to participate. Everything is free. Unless you want to cook, you'll need to buy the groceries. So a little history on this. We had our first cook along on Sunday. It was 1 o'clock my time. I thought it was fantastic. Yes, thank you, Lisa. March 16th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So you don't have to remember, I will create an event. So when you go to my page on YouTube, you'll see it in the upcoming, and hopefully you'll see it on Instagram too. But we've got about 48 hours. So, like I was saying not last week, yesterday, we had our first cook along. It was the crab cake recipe, and it was amazing. I had some left over. They're all gone now between me and the kids. I made a substitution version, and Lisa made a full flavor version. So, I'll give you guys the history of our cook along. So I actually saw this idea on Food Network Kitchen. I do work from home, gratefully, and when I'm working at the table, I keep the TV on mute on the cooking channels because I used to get really annoyed with the news. So I see all these wonderful recipes, and I'm like, oh, that looks so good, but I can't have that. But I used to think, oh, but I can have this and this and this. So that's where the substitutions came from. So anyway, when I was watching the Food Network, and I don't know, maybe it's because of the pandemic or whatever, they had three chefs all in their homes, obviously with camera equipment, and they were all simultaneously cooking the same dish and talking to each other and going step by step together, and then they would present their dish and enjoy it. And I thought, man, that looks awesome. I would love to be able to do that. You know, I'm trying to create a community here. You all know I am on a weight loss journey, health and wellness journey. I had some health problems that have now been all taken care of by changing my diet. I'm not pre-diabetic. My blood pressure is normal. My cholesterol is normal. And all the aches and pains that I thought were just getting older, thank you for the hearts, have gone away. So I want to do this about once a week. If you guys are interested, here's how it'll go. So in the description for this event, whether you're watching on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, you should see a link to a Google Doc. So I put together this Google Doc. It's just a couple of pages, and literally it's everything that you'll need for our cook-along. It has the full recipe. It has a link to the recipe. It has the ingredient list, and it has a shopping list. Hello, Genesis. Thank you. Thank you for coming over from Lead. Okay, so there's 3 levels if you want to participate. So the first level is what you're doing right now. Just sit back, relax, and watch. You don't have to lift a finger. Just watch us cook, and you can enjoy the visual. That's level 1. Level 2, if you want to cook offline, you can follow along without the camera. So you'll go to the Google Doc. It even has a hyperlink to the recipe. And again, the Google Doc is in the description, so it'll take you to the recipe. And in the link, there's even a video so you can see step by step. But when we do this on Wednesday night at 5:30, I will be narrating you all through the steps. That's level 2. And when you're done, you can inbox me or post the final product and tag me. Level 3, if you are so brave, hey Val, welcome back. If you are so brave that you want to cook along with us in real time, on camera, I want to open up the panel and bring you up like I brought up Lisa. So Lisa was here for our first cook along on Sunday. It was great. And because she said that she wanted to do this again, and I want to do it again too, I gave Lisa the choice of what she wanted to make. And so we are making on Wednesday night a squash lasagna. So it's basically a lasagna the way you know and love, but instead of pasta noodles, we're using yellow squash. Literally, I've made this before. It's on my Instagram. You literally peel it like with the vegetable peeler, and you use those squash sheets as the noodle. And then you put the meat and the cheese and everything. So on the Google Doc, I don't know if you guys can see this, I have the ingredient list where it says full flavor. And then in highlight, I have the ingredient list with the substitutions. So I will be making the substitution version. I'm sure Lisa will be making maybe the full flavor version. You can make whichever one that you want. It also has a shopping list. Supply list, sorry. So you'll know what tools you'll need to get out. And the instructions are on the second page. So you can kind of skim it. But literally what we're going to do when we start, we'll have our ingredients out. We'll have our ingredients out and, you know, let's see your squash. You hold up your squash. Let's see your cheese. Let's see your whatever. And then we'll go through it together one by one. So we have a question from Veggie who says, have I ever cooked a spicy vegetarian lasagna? I've never cooked one. I've had veggie lasagna. It's very good. What do you use for the meat? Is it eggplant for you, or do you use like the meat substitute? I guess I'm curious what's in your vegetarian lasagna. I'm not vegetarian, so I think this recipe calls for ground chicken, so I'll cook it with the ground chicken. Okay, so I wanted to come on tonight to tell you guys about this. If you're interested, we've got a couple days to get your ingredients. And if you would be so kind, if you want to do level 3 and join live, I just want to connect with you offline so we can do a quick test with the cameras and everything. I think it went really well when I did it with Lisa, and we'll be the two of us up again on Wednesday night. But the way the equipment is, and hey, Pac Man, the way the equipment is, only one of us can speak at a time. So you'll just have to mute, and then when I'm done speaking, I'll mute myself, and you can unmute and talk about what you're doing on your side. Oh, Veggie does an eggplant lasagna. That is so yummy. Um, and I guess spicy, you can let me know what you use to spice it up. But if you'd be interested in cooking an eggplant lasagna, I'd be happy to get the ingredients and make it. If you guys ever have a recipe or something that you've seen that you want me to try a substitute version of, I just look over the ingredients, and then the stuff that I can have, I use, and the stuff that I can't have, I substitute. All right, so again, you will see that Wednesday evening. Feel free to come in and just watch us. All right, would you guys like to see one of my desserts? I was gonna, I made dessert earlier in the afternoon for my stream, and I ate it because I just made one portion for me, and then my son came down and he was like, "Is there any left?" And I'm like, "No." So I was gonna make him another one. It is my substitution for a sopapilla, which is a Mexican dessert. So if you guys are interested, I'll show you that. Any questions, any comments? I don't know if anybody was on here earlier. I spent about 20 minutes trying to assemble this cream whipper, and because I don't read the instructions, there's a little thing right here. I don't know if you can see. It says chargers not included. So there's no CO2 or NO2 to make it work. So unfortunately, I'll be using the regular Ready Whip. All right. Anybody interested in dessert tonight? This is, I buy these and then, you get rid of them. But I was going to see if I could make one that was, in a reusable container. Any questions? Any comments? I guess if you're interested in our cook along, if you only want to watch, put a 1 in the chat. Lisa says, let's do it. Okay, so I'll make dessert. If you want to watch and cook off camera, put a 2 in the chat. And if you want to come online, put a 3 in the chat. All right, you guys want to see dessert. Let me get the ingredients together. Sometimes when I'm making stuff, ooh, Lisa, sometimes when I'm making stuff for the kids, I'm wondering, like, I see you guys, should I make, with my substitutions, or should I just give them the full flavor stuff, right? But I'm here to teach you all, so I'm going to make it the way that I ate it. And I asked him, do you want to come give your feedback? He was like, no. But I bet you when I let him know it's ready, he'll come down. Hey, Prodigal. Hey, Genesis. Hey, everyone. Hey, Val. Okay, I just brought in a couple options. So this is a dessert. Oh, thank you, Veggie. This is a dessert substitution. If you've ever been to a Mexican restaurant, one of the desserts that they offer is called a sopapilla. And as I remember it, because it's been a long time, I love Latin flavors. It's a tortilla. I believe they deep fry it. And so they bring it up kind of like bubbly. And then they put like cinnamon, sugar, a big scoop of ice cream, drizzle it, and you eat it. I'm sorry, Genesis says he'll come when it's done. I know they always seem to, they can't ever hear until I start banging around pots and stuff starts beeping, and then they slowly start making their way around. Y'all know how teenagers are. All right, let me get the sugar. I am done for the night, and the kitchen was closed. But I'm a mom, so you know how it goes. All right. So I am going to use my air fryer, and I'm going to show you guys my technique for getting the fried tortilla effect. Make it how I make. Mmm. Yeah, they eat everything. I got boys. They eat everything. You're right. All right, so my air fryer is the kind that has these little wire shells. I'm going to put the tortilla on one, and I'm going to line the other with foil just for cleanup. These kids aren't like us. When our moms were done, the kitchen was closed, right? You just had to figure it out. Now they want a fourth meal and God knows what else. Okay. So I just have a sheet of foil. I'm just going to cover one of I always do that just in case anything drips down. This is not a drippy kind of recipe, but it's just a habit. So I have a little pan for catching, and I'm going to put this at the bottom of my air fryer. Okay. So this is the dessert when I'm craving something kind of fried, chocolate, all of that. Churro-y. I was thinking about, I get inspired. All right. So you guys have seen this before. Yes, Veggie, the kids cook with me. I had my youngest son. We did a cook along. He goes to boarding school, so he's only home on the weekends. But one day I did have the kids. But I've taught the boys how to cook. Sidebar, and then I'll come back to the recipe. We used to use the HelloFresh meals. I still have some of the cards here. So this is great for the kids. The meal kits, they come with like step-by-step instructions. So we used to do HelloFresh. Now, they know how to make pretty much everything that they want to eat, from ramen to an omelet to a sandwich. Of course, they say it tastes better when I do it, but we used to do that together when they were younger. Now, they're kind of like, yeah, Mom, when is it ready? Because they're 12 and 14 now. But I wanted to make sure they knew how to cook for themselves, and they can. So if I'm not here or whatever, they know how to cook. Now the cleanup, still working on that. All right. So tortillas. This is the tortilla that I use. You guys have seen me talk about the Siete brand. This one is made from cassava flour. Cassava is a root vegetable. I think it's in the yam family. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a home cooker. That's what the boys call me. But this is the tortilla substitute that I use. If you can have flour, then just use a flour tortilla. But I can have this because it doesn't have grains. When I did my food sensitivity test, it was a cheek swab and it was a hair sample, and I have a list on the fridge of what I can have and what I can't. Yes, see, HelloFresh. And here's the thing with HelloFresh. You can keep these cards, and obviously when you get the meal kit, it comes with these ingredients, but you can go buy the ingredients and remake it yourself. I've done that. The good thing about HelloFresh, especially for kids, because everything comes already packaged, for example, if you need to use chicken stock, it comes with this much chicken stock, or chili powder, or paprika. So everything comes in the exact measured portion that you need to cook. So when, I've got the kids in here, especially when they were little, it's just easier that, I can kind of section them out, and we're literally unboxing and cooking everything that was in the box. So that was a great memory when they used to want to do stuff together. Now everybody's too cool. So you guys are my family now. I've adopted all of you. Okay, cassava flour. So if you can have flour, use a regular tortilla. So I showed this before. You guys can see that this tortilla, it's got some jagged edges. It's a little bit more brittle than a flour tortilla. You know, a flour tortilla would really be bendable, but it's a little bit stiffer, but that's fine. It gives me the taco experience. It gives me the quesadilla experience without grains. I can't have gluten. So the breads that I love don't love me back, but I can have this. Excuse me. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to take the round tortilla and I'm going to fold it in half, try to line up the edges, and then all I'm going to do is just squeeze down the seam, and you can see how it just kind of cuts itself because it's, you know, stiff. So now I have two moon-shaped pieces. Silly. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing again, line them up, and I'm going to fold in half again, try and align the edges. And then I'm going to pinch so that it'll tear itself again. You could cut it with a knife, you could use scissors, but I was trying to get four, like a deck of cards, four like nacho chips. So I'm putting them on my air fryer tray. This is, speaking of nachos, this is a great way to make nachos. If you guys saw the video where I did the taco salad, I used my crackers as the chips, but you could make your own. You could dip it in like pico or avocado. I mean, guac, if you can have all that. You can layer them. You can do whatever. So I have one tortilla cut into quarters, and then I'm going to spray it with oil. This is the oil that's been approved for me. I'm not keto, but I love some keto recipes. MCT oil, you can see this is a coconut derivative. It's been approved for me. The only thing about this oil that I don't love is that it has a low smoke point. So I wouldn't use it to like fry or pan fry because it gets really smoky. But to warm food, to, you know, kind of do a little stir fry, it's fine. All right. So this is my refillable cooking spray container. I just got this off of Walmart. Literally, it's just a little non-aerosol pump, and I use this coconut oil and I pump it in here, and then I put the top on. Y'all see me with those plastic straws, and I know I feel for the turtles, but this is one way that I'm sustainable. I don't use the spray aerosol one. I use this one, okay? Do what you can. I am not here to preach to you. But inside here is the coconut oil. So what I did earlier is I literally pumped it in my hands, rubbed my hands, picked up the tortilla chips and rubbed them. I'm gonna spray for you guys because before I had a beverage out and I didn't want to spray. So literally I'm taking one and I'm just gonna spray both sides pretty liberally. So hopefully you guys can see, maybe you can see the sheen on there, but you want to get it pretty oily if you're able to see that. So I'm just going to repeat. Let me put a napkin down. Should be on a cutting board or something, but look, my kitchen was closed. But for you all, I don't mind. Genesis feels for the turtles. Look, y'all, I know, I'm sorry, but I help the environment in other ways. All right, so we've got our 4 tortilla chips, and you can see this one back here is the one that I've oiled. The rest of them are still kind of dry, so I am going to repeat that on all of them. So I could spray down, but I'll just lift it up so you guys can see. Coconut oil, you can use whatever oil you like. Avocado oil, vegetable oil. I'm just using what's approved for me. And sometimes I wonder, why am I wasting my ingredients on these kids? They don't know, but then I think, okay, give them the good stuff too. Y'all, I have so much stuff going on in my head. All right, so I have 2 tortilla chips oiled. Doing the third one. And then I'll just do the 4th one. All right, so I'm going to show you guys what I have. 4 tortilla chips oiled. So you can use your hands or you can spray them. Now I'm going to put this in the air fryer. I always say I'm never good with times and temperatures. My mom taught me to use all of my senses when cooking. I just press the French fry button, which is 400 degrees. It's not going to take long, not more than 5 minutes. Basically, what we're looking for, if you remember when we started the cassava, the tortillas were like this pale white color, a little off white. They're going to brown and they're going to start to kind of bubble up and curl a little bit. So I want to keep an eye on them so they stay flat. Genesis was quoting me. Yeah, I know. Feel for the turtles. Y'all, I do what I can. I can't help everybody. All right. So just cleaning up as we go. Okay, so again, the sopapilla in a Mexican restaurant is deep fried, a tortilla deep fried. So think of like that churro kind of experience. I think I'm gonna put some cinnamon on his. I didn't use that on mine. So we are substituting a deep fry with the air fryer. Cut your tortillas. I could have, you guys saw that they were like triangles in quarters. I could have folded them one more time to make it eighths, which is like a small, like Dorito size. Maybe that's good for like chips and dip. But these, I'm gonna like, put the good stuff on them so you can kind of, you'll see. Let's think. What else? All right. I'll talk to you guys about some of these other substitutions while that's in there. All right. So on the tortilla, when it comes out, while it's still warm, I'm going to drizzle it with some brown sugar sweetener. So you guys have seen me use this before. Truvia is a brand. I got this one by accident. You notice it says brown sugar blend. So I think it's 50-50 brown sugar and then brown sugar substitute. They do have one that's all substitute, but I probably ordered this by mistake. But it acts just like brown sugar, and I'll show you. There are some other brands that you can use. I don't have this one open, but I'm just showing you guys. Swerve, this brand you can see here, they have a brown sugar option. Absolutely Genesis. All right, I'll show you guys the other ones too. And if you can have brown sugar, please use brown sugar. Lead was on me about my gluten-free, but hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. I ordered these in a 3-pack, so I'm just showing you guys. I'm not using all of them. Again, the Swerve brand, they have the brown sugar option. They have the granular option. This one is just like regular table sugar. This is what I used earlier to make the toffee. So if you go to the video that I posted earlier, I think it says something about snacks. This is what I used for that. And then they have a powdered sugar option. This one, the confectioners. So this is what I used when I made the raspberry French toast with the kids. All right, let me go check on my tortillas. They're not done, but I just wanted to show you guys what's happening. They're really hot, but you see how they're starting to curl? And I missed this one. You see how it's kind of curled into itself? I really try to keep them flat, but my air fryer has a fan, so then they start to get bendable. I'm gonna put them back in there so they can brown, but you see what's starting to happen. They're starting to look like proper nachos, because you can tell with the bubbles and stuff. So let me put the sweeteners back, except for the one I'm going to use. We'll go with the Truvia because it's open. But you guys, I've done a lot of work trying to find substitutes that I actually like. I would ask my metabolic specialist, because I have my list of what I can have. But then I would say, well, what about this? Or can I have that? And she would say, no, not yet. So I've kind of built a list of substitutes. And then, usually in the regular grocery stores, they have these things, but they may only have like one or two. And so it would be so frustrating when I would run out of something that was approved for me, and I couldn't find it. And then I didn't want to go back to the old stuff that made me not feel well. So what I started doing is shopping online, Amazon, Walmart.com, even sometimes the manufacturer like Siete. If you're buying in bulk, if you're spending about $40, $50, you can get those items in bulk so that the stuff that I need as staples are always available. Then when I go to the grocery store, I just get a few perishables. That's what's worked for me, keeping my ingredients on hand. We lost one chip. It's at the bottom. Oh, because my shelf is slanted. All right, we'll just give it one more minute and I'll get a plate. That's the only thing about my air fryer. If anything in there is kind of light, it flicks it around because it's got that fan. All right, a couple options for you guys. I'm gonna drizzle these with chocolate syrup. So you hear me talking about condiments and beverages. Hershey's, some of the brands that we know and love are starting to make zero sugar condiments. So you can find this. And then Walden Farms, this is another one. It's okay. Do you guys see how that's kind of liquidy? For chocolate syrup, I want something that's kind of ooey gooey. So this is okay, but I'm gonna go with the Hershey's. All right, let me get these out. And then for syrups and honey substitutes, I have these. You see me use the carries on the pancakes, and then this is Sucre Gold, so I'm gonna drizzle with that as well as dust with a little cinnamon. Okay, do you guys see how they got brown and they're hot? They actually kind of look like nachos, right? He's probably going to inhale these. But this is how I replicate the deep fry experience. So you can see that they've kind of bubbled up, they've kind of curled, and they're nice and hot. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a pinch of the brown sugar. You guys can see it looks just like sand, like brown sugar. So I'm going to get a pinch of that because this is the blend. And I'm literally just going to put it all over while they're warm. Plus it just kind of looks nice. Then, I forgot this on mine, I'm going to dust with a little bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon. All right. So what we have so far, you guys can see cinnamon and brown sugar. Then I'm going to use the honey substitute and I'm going to drizzle. So if you guys are able to see, I'll try and turn this. You can see we have cinnamon, sugar, substitute, honey, substitute. Now I'm going to do the zero sugar chocolate syrup. Or should I give him the real Hershey's? I do have real Hershey's. This one? What do y'all think? Oh, I brought it out. I do have this. Should I give him the regular or should I go with the zero sugar? Uh-oh. I'll give him the regular. Just gonna drizzle. Okay. I will be honest with you, some of the zero sugar ones are a little bit more watery, so they come out faster. So just watch for that. Ah, prodigal says 0. I know, right? All right, so I've drizzled it with the chocolate syrup so you guys can see that. And we'll stop there. I'm going to put, this is the coconut milk whipped cream. I don't even have the regular. What I do have, I'm going to do half and half. This is a chocolate whipped cream. Just, I do have all the regular stuff, but I try to mix in my stuff too. But he's getting a cassava tortilla. So I'm literally just going to put, oh, it's hard to do. So I did 2 with chocolate syrup, and then I'm going to do 2 with the coconut syrup. I'm going to call my kid down. Hold on. Marcus, it's ready. Can you come down, please? And then coconut. So I could dust it with some more. I think these need the... So if you guys are able to see, this is my sopapilla, how do you say, substitute. I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to kind of call him loudly and I don't want to sound crazy. I'm right back. Y'all know when these kids are in their rooms. So yeah, this is it. I know. So I'm going to take a quick picture and we're going to let him eat it. And I'll tell you what he says. So again, this is a great, easy snack or dessert, actually. This is a great, easy dessert. You could have doubled this up. I could have done I could have done 2 tortillas and made 8 pieces. But when I make it for me, my portion is just 1 tortilla. But it's nice enough so that, I kind of feel like I'm having something special too. And you have all the different substitutes. I don't know what this kid is doing. I'm going to clean up and, all of a sudden they're starving. And then I don't know how many times I make the food and it's like sitting here. One other thing I wanted to show you guys as an option, condiments again. Like I said, some of the big brands are starting to have condiments that I can use. So this 0 sugar ketchup. So this is an example of something that I just have in the fridge. When they go to reach for ketchup, this is what they get. They don't know that it's 0 sugar. I hear heavy footsteps. All right. You don't have to come on camera. Would you just eat it and tell me how you like it, please? I don't know if you guys can hear the crunch. I know. Boy, get down here now. Any comments?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's good?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you taste anything that you're kind of like... So as you guys can see, I'm not going to eat it. As you guys can see, this is why I kept them the large size. So on each one, you've got the syrup, you've got the honey drizzle, you've got the cinnamon, you've got the whipped cream. So what's going on over here is a big old, that's why I like them kind of big, because you see how they curl up. So he's literally scraping the plate with his sopapilla. Have you ever had a proper sopapilla at a Mexican restaurant? How does my substitution version compare?
The chips are harder.
My chips are harder. Okay. Too hard, like too crispy? Maybe.
No.
No? Okay. Because I put mine in the air fryer. You know how they make the sopapilla in the restaurants?
Yeah.
So, deep frying still holds on to a lot of oil and a lot of grease, so I can imagine it would be softer, but so we're down to the last one. I'm going to show you the plate. All done?
No.
Are you going to lick the plate?
No.
Let me just show it. This is what's left. He ate all four, and he's not done yet. What are you going to do?
Nothing.
All right, can we put it in the dishwasher? All right. Do you know how I made that? Do you care how I made that?
Um. What?
Are you done? So, anyway, yeah. So yeah, that I know, right? Hey, cook, I just made another sopapilla for the evening crew. We went over the list for the cook along is going to be Wednesday night, so we've got about 48 hours. But yeah, I just made the sopapilla. What do you need? Oh. I just made the sopapilla for my son because after I went live last time, he was like, "Are there any left?" And I was like, "No, I ate it." So, are you done with your plate?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So anyway, you guys saw, hey, before the billions, hey, hey. So this was my substitution for sopapilla Mexican restaurant dessert. Basically, get a tortilla. If you can have flour and gluten, use that. I use cassava tortillas. Break it in half and then break it in half again to get 4 sections. Oil both sides. Put it in the air fryer for about 5 minutes. It'll bubble up and start to curl and brown like a proper nacho chip. Once you take it out while it's still warm, sprinkle the sugar. I use a brown sugar substitute. If you can have brown sugar, I sprinkle this on. And then get to drizzling. Syrup, honey, chocolate, whatever you like on it. I dusted with some cinnamon and then a little dollop of whipped cream on each. And I did get a picture. Sometimes I forget. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are able to see. Sometimes it doesn't look good on there. I'll post it. All right. Any last comments, sir, before we go do laundry? Would you, if I told you that was a healthy dessert, would you know? Would you care? Alrighty then. Teenagers. Really? All right. So I'm just cleaning Could you put it in the trash can? This is what happens
I
when
did.
you throw. Mark it. Ooh, okay.
What?
No. Oh, oh no. No. All right, you guys. Yeah, see? You got them laughing at me. Y'all.
What? No, I didn't do anything.
Look, what is this? What is this? Uh-huh. Typical 14-year-old. Uh-huh. Yeah, this one right here. How was my dessert?
Yeah,
It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You said it was too crispy though, right?
No,
No, it wasn't too crispy?
I didn't say.
You said it was more crunchy than...
I didn't say two.
Did y'all not hear him say it was crispy? You got them laughing at me. I used a gluten-free tortilla, brown sugar substitute, almond whipped cream. Y'all, are you done eating? Because we got laundry to do.
Would you?
Is your uniform ready for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I know, they're laughing at me. I'm going to go ahead and sign off because we have school tomorrow. But I just wanted to go over so you guys can see what I deal with over here. So I absolutely love this community. You guys think you are learning from me. This is actually helping me because I need an outlet. And that's only one of them. Y'all, if you only knew the half. 2 boys, yeah, and he's a swimmer, so he eats all of the time. And when I say, oh, I thought you were coming back in here.
I am.
Okay, so wrapping up, we did the sopapilla. We talked about our cook along is going to be Wednesday evening, so I'll be getting my ingredients tomorrow. I'm very close to my 500. Thank you, everyone who followed me over here from Lead Attorney. The reason why I'm asking to please subscribe on YouTube, even if you watch me on Facebook and Instagram, you have to have 500 subscribers, throw that trash away, to qualify for a community tab. I'm in the kitchen every day, so I go live for you guys at least twice a day. But I do have travel plans in April, so I won't be in the kitchen. And I want to be able to stay connected with you guys, take pictures of what I'm eating, maybe do some polls and whatnot. And I can only do that when I have 500 subscribers. So if you would please do me the honor of just clicking the subscribe button. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. You don't have to do the notifications and whatnot because I'm live all the time. How do you find me on YouTube? Cook. If you go to youtube.com and in the search bar, I think if you just start typing Maggie, the substitute, it'll fill in the rest. And when that comes up, click that red subscribe button. Prodigal, thank you. And Prodigal says, oh, Veggie says, what is my favorite dessert to make that I can have? I love a creme brulee. I have never made one. I had my first one in Paris and it just was life-changing. I've never made one though. It's like an egg custard. Maybe I should try that. But my favorite dessert to make, I made it earlier. It's a cracker toffee with like nuts and flaky sea salt. I like so many sweets, you guys. Yeah, you see that? Veggie's laughing at me. Y'all, these kids, this one right here. Okay, we're done. I really am going to go, but I'm just telling you. When I told him I'm going to start this YouTube channel, he laughed at me for like 2 days straight. He was like, what? You? And I was like, yeah, people are always telling me you cook all the time. You should do a cookbook. You should do this. And when, I started watching Lead Attorney, he was like, any of us over 35, you have life experience. People need to know. And y'all, I'm in my little bubble here. And, I was raised to cook for my family. And so my mom, when I was growing up, she was just like, what are your children going to eat? What is your, like, this is just, I thought everybody had that. Everybody knew this. So I'm like, why would I tell people? But I've learned that not everybody does. So I'm so happy to be your substitute teacher. You want to try the creme brulee? Okay, thank you, Val. I love the suggestion. So I will look up a creme brulee recipe. I'm going to use my substituted ingredients. I have a little ramekin, and I'll see if I can make that for you guys. Maybe tomorrow. It shouldn't be hard. I'll just check and see. But I hear some banging upstairs. You know, when they get that full belly, they want to go kung fu fighting. So I'm going to let you go for now. And I'll be back on tomorrow for breakfast. My meetings are, I've got a little flexibility. So look for me in the 8:30 a.m. Eastern time frame if you want to see what I'm having for breakfast. But I will let you guys go for now. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Instagram, and goodbye, Facebook and YouTube.